Picture this. You're paying $6 for a single avocado. Again. Meanwhile, your neighbor's sipping lemonade from lemons they grew on their apartment balcony. Sound impossible? I'm about to flip everything you thought you knew about growing fruit upside down. I'm going to reveal 10 fruit trees that don't just survive in pots. They absolutely thrive. We're talking trees that'll produce more fruit than your family can eat, cost less than your monthly coffee habit to maintain. And number 7? It literally generates enough fruit to pay for your entire container garden setup in a single season. And that strategy I'm sharing at the end? It's the difference between sad, struggling trees and an explosion of fruit that'll have your neighbors asking for your secrets. Welcome to Ivy Circle Gardeners, where we prove you don't need a farm to eat like you own one. Hey there, garden friends. Whether you're part of our growing circle or you've just discovered us, welcome home. I'm thrilled you're here because what we're diving into today genuinely transformed how I think about food independence. You're about to discover that the biggest lie in gardening is that you need land to grow fruit. The truth? Some fruit trees actually prefer the intimate confines of a container. They produce earlier, fruit more heavily, and give you control that in-ground trees could never offer. Before we dig in, do me a solid. If you're tired of grocery store prices and tasteless fruit, hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications because every single week, I'm sharing methods that'll put more money in your pocket and more fresh food on your table. This is the Ivy Circle difference. Real results without the real estate. Ready to revolutionize your space? Let's grow. Number 1, the pomegranate powerhouse. Let's shatter some expectations right out of the gate. Pomegranates aren't just for Mediterranean gardens anymore. Dwarf varieties like Nana or State Fair are container champions that laugh in the face of neglect. Here's what makes pomegranates your secret weapon. Their root system is naturally compact. While other trees are throwing tantrums about being pot-bound, pomegranates are settling in like they've found their happy place. A 15 to 20-gallon container is their sweet spot. And here's a pro move. Those food-grade buckets from local restaurants or bakeries. They're giving them away. Free containers for premium fruit. That's Ivy Circle economics. Once established, you're harvesting 15 to 30 jewel-toned fruits per season. At store prices of $3 to $4 per pomegranate, you're pocketing $50 to $75 in savings annually from one tree. But the real magic? These trees are drought-tolerant forgiveness machines. Forgot to water for 3 days? They've got you covered. Perfect for real life, not Instagram-perfect gardening fantasies. The arils you'll harvest are deeper red, sweeter, and more vibrant than anything shipped from across the country. You're not just growing fruit. You're growing medicine, beauty, and financial freedom in one gorgeous package. Number 2, the fig that broke all the rules. Here's where things get fascinating. Figs have a secret they've been keeping from traditional gardeners. They actually prefer being slightly root-bound. When you put a fig in a container, you're not limiting it. You're unlocking its full potential. Varieties like Petite Negra or Chicago Hardy aren't just dwarf versions of their bigger cousins. These are specifically engineered for heavy production in tight spaces. I've personally witnessed single-container figs cranking out over 100 fruits in one season. That's not gardening. That's food manufacturing on your patio. The beauty of figs goes deeper. They fruit on new growth, which means even if winter kills the top growth in cold climates, the tree resurrects itself and produces the same year. It's like having a fruit tree with a reset button. Want to know a trick that'll make you look like a horticultural genius? Strategically stress your fig by letting it dry out slightly between waterings during fruiting season. This concentrates the sugars and creates figs so intensely sweet they taste like nature created candy specifically for you. Fresh figs at the market. When you can find quality ones, run $6 to $8 for a tiny clamshell of maybe 6 figs. Your container fig laughs at those prices while producing fruit that makes store-bought figs taste like disappointment wrapped in purple skin. Number 3, the blueberry game changer. Blueberries are where science meets satisfaction. Most people fail with blueberries because they're fighting their soil. In containers, you're not fighting anything. You're architecting the perfect environment. Here's the secret the big farms know. Blueberries demand acidic soil, pH 4.5 to 5.5. Regular potting mix is their enemy. But when you're the master of your container universe, you simply mix in peat moss or use an azalea/rhododendron blend, and suddenly you're outperforming commercial operations. Compact varieties like Top Hat or Peach Sorbet stay under 3 feet tall, explode with gorgeous fall color, and deliver 3 to 5 pounds of berries per season. Have you checked blueberry prices lately? We're talking $5 to $7 per pound for organic. One plant pays for itself in year 1, then keeps printing money for a decade or more. But here's the strategic advantage nobody mentions: mobility. Blueberries need more sun? Roll them over. Late frost threatening your early blooms? Move them against the house. Need to adjust soil chemistry? You're working with a container, not renovating an entire garden bed. This is the IV circle advantage. Flexibility equals success. Number 4. The Meyer lemon money tree. Everyone knows about Meyer lemons in pots, but let me tell you why they've earned the number 4 spot, right in the critical middle position of this list. Meyer lemons are naturally semi-dwarf, but the real magic is their ever-bearing. Your tree becomes a living timeline with fragrant blossoms, green developing fruit, and ripe yellow lemons all coexisting on the same branches. It's perpetual harvest season. One mature Meyer lemon produces 50 to 100 lemons annually. At $1-1.50 per lemon in stores, you're looking at $75 to $150 in annual returns from one tree. This isn't gardening. This is investing in citrus stocks with guaranteed dividends. The secret advantage? Control. Too cold? Bring it inside near a sunny window. Your lemon tree becomes houseplant royalty. Pests appear? You're treating one isolated container, not spraying an entire landscape. Soil issues? You chose exactly what went in that pot. Money-saving truth bomb. Skip expensive specialized citrus fertilizers. A quality balanced organic fertilizer works beautifully. I use fish emulsion every 2 weeks during growing season, $15 annually, and my tree is absolutely loaded. The fragrance when these trees bloom is worth the price of admission alone. Your entire outdoor space transforms into a Mediterranean citrus grove, and making lemonade, lemon bars, or preserved lemons from your own tree. That's the taste of independence. Number 5. Dwarf peaches that defy expectations. Peaches in pots sound like fantasy, but varieties like Bonanza or El Dorado are rewriting the rules. These trees max out at 5 to 6 feet, self-pollinate, and produce full-sized peaches that shame anything you'll find in a supermarket. Stone fruits have a reputation for being temperamental, but container peaches flip that narrative. You can protect them from late frosts that would devastate in-ground trees. You control their microclimate. And when birds become interested, netting a 5-foot container tree takes 30 seconds. Try that with a 15-foot yard tree. One dwarf peach delivers 20 to 40 full-sized peaches per season. Organic peaches run $3 to $4 per pound at stores. You're banking serious savings while eating better than organic. You're eating tree-ripened perfection. Here's the taste revelation. Commercial peaches are picked hard and unripe to survive shipping. Your peaches ripen on the tree, developing sugars and aromatics that transform them from fruit to experience. The juice running down your chin from a warm, tree-ripened peach you grew yourself. That's what the IV circle is all about. Pro technique. When you see baby peaches forming, remove about half of them. This feels counterintuitive. Fewer fruits? But it works because the remaining peaches grow larger, sweeter, and your tree stays healthy and productive for years. Sometimes less truly is more. Number 6. Cherries without the chaos. Dwarf cherries, specifically varieties like Romeo or Juliet, solve the biggest problem cherry growers face. Birds that act like your tree is an all-you-can-eat buffet. These pie cherry varieties are bulletproof in containers, and between you and me, I prefer them for fresh eating anyway. The sweet-tart balance is what cherries should taste like, not the overly sweet candy-like versions bred for mass markets. The container advantage is tactical. When your cherry tree is on your patio, you drape bird netting over it in 5 minutes. Problem solved. Try protecting a 20-foot tree in your yard from an aerial assault of hungry birds. It's impossible. Container cherries produce 10 to 15 pounds of fruit per season once mature. That's enough for fresh eating, baking pies, making preserves, and freezing for winter smoothies. Store-bought cherries peak at $8 to $10 per pound when in season. Your container tree is generating $100 plus in value every single year. The aesthetic bonus. These trees bloom early with clouds of pink and white flowers that look like they belong in a Japanese garden. Before you harvest a single cherry, your tree has already delivered beauty that makes even non-gardeners stop and stare. Number 7. The apple that defies physics. Columnar apples are horticultural wizardry. These trees grow straight up with minimal side branching, maxing out at 8 to 10 feet tall, but only 2 feet wide. Varieties like North Pole or Golden Sentinel are the ones that'll blow your mind. Here's what's revolutionary. They produce full-sized, crisp, juicy apples on a tree footprint smaller than most shrubs. You could fit 3 or 4 of these on a modest balcony and harvest fresh apples from late summer through fall. Each tree yields 15 to 25 apples per season. Real apples, not some miniature novelty variety. And here's where the economics get interesting. Apples store beautifully. You harvest in September and October, store them properly in a cool spot, and you're eating fresh apples through December or January. Factor in organic apple prices at $3 to $4 per pound, and your columnar apple tree is saving you money not just for weeks, but for months. That's sustained value from one compact tree. The pest management advantage is huge. You can inspect every inch of a small container tree quickly, catching problems before they become disasters. Compare that to a full-sized apple tree where you can't even see half the branches. Number 8. The strawberry system. Technically, strawberries aren't trees, but stay with me, because this might be the most productive container fruit situation you can create, and it absolutely deserves this top 3 position. Ever-bearing strawberries in containers are productivity machines that produce fruit within months, not years, of planting. They keep cranking out berries from late spring through fall. One properly maintained container with 6 to 8 plants delivers fresh berries almost daily during peak season. We're talking pounds of fruit from something smaller than a standard pot. Store-bought strawberries cost $5 to $7 per pound when in season. Your container strawberries are the opposite economics. Free after initial setup, picked at perfect ripeness, and eaten within minutes of harvest. The flavor difference is so dramatic that store-bought strawberries become essentially inedible once you've experienced homegrown. It's not even the same fruit. It's a different category of existence. The self-sustaining genius. As old plants age out, you replace them with runners from your best producers. It becomes a perpetual system that costs almost nothing after year 1. And you can stack containers vertically, use hanging baskets, or create strawberry towers. The space efficiency is unmatched in the fruit world. Number 9. The avocado that actually fruits. This is where people think I've lost my mind, but hear me out. Dwarf avocado varieties like Wurtz or Little Cato will absolutely fruit in containers. And when they do, you're harvesting avocados that cost $2 to $3 each at minimum in stores. One tree produces 20 to 30 avocados per year once mature. Yes, avocados require patience, 3 to 4 years before significant fruiting. But consider the alternative. You're either planting a tree now or buying avocados forever. Which timeline sounds better? The secrets to success: impeccable drainage and patient consistency. Use a well-draining mix, avoid overwatering, and give them time. These dwarf varieties are self-pollinating, which means you don't need 2 trees. You need one great tree, the right conditions, and the patience to let nature work. What vaults avocados to number 2 is the long-term payoff. When your tree starts producing, you're getting organic avocados, perfectly ripe, at zero ongoing cost for 20-plus years. Even at conservative estimates, you're looking at thousands of dollars worth of avocados over the life of one tree. The container advantage: You can bring them inside during cold snaps if you're in a marginal climate. That flexibility means people in zones that technically can't grow avocados are successfully growing them anyway. The Ivy Circle doesn't accept limitations. We engineer solutions. Number 10. The banana breakthrough. This will surprise you, but dwarf banana plants are the ultimate container fruit champion. And I'm about to tell you exactly why. Varieties like Dwarf Cavendish or Super Dwarf produce full-size bananas in pots, and they do it faster than almost any other fruit on this list. Bananas aren't technically trees, they're herbaceous perennials. But that technicality doesn't matter when you're harvesting 50 to 100 bananas in one cycle. The timeline is shockingly fast. Fruit within 18 months to 2 years, then continuous production. The value is extraordinary. Organic bananas run 80 cents to $1 per pound, and a single bunch from your plant might weigh 20 to 40 pounds. But beyond the math, there's the experience. Cutting a bunch of bananas you grew yourself is genuinely one of the most rewarding moments you'll have as a gardener. Bananas love containers because you can deliver exactly what they crave: rich soil, consistent moisture, and warmth. They're tropical, so in colder climates, you bring them inside during winter where they go semi-dormant, then back outside when it warms. The container makes this possible. Its mobility is strategy. The multiplying magic. After the main stem fruits, it dies back, but sends up new shoots called pups. You can pot these up, and suddenly you're swimming in banana plants. Give them to friends, expand your own production, or yes, sell them. Banana plants are in high demand. This is why bananas are number one. Fast production, massive yields, incredible value, and they multiply themselves. It's the complete package. The bonus secret. I promised you a game-changing bonus, and here it is. The secret that makes all these container fruit trees produce better is something almost nobody talks about. Mulch. Put 2 to 3 inches of wood chips or straw on top of the soil in your containers. This simple action does 3 things that'll transform your results. First, it regulates soil temperature, keeping roots cooler in summer and warmer in winter. Second, it retains moisture dramatically, which means you water less and your trees stress less. Third, it slowly breaks down and feeds your trees organic matter continuously. I started doing this 3 years ago, and my container trees exploded in productivity. It's almost embarrassingly simple, costs next to nothing, and the difference is profound. Pro tip: contact a local tree service company and ask for wood chips. Most will give them to you free because they're paying to dispose of them anyway. You're solving their problem while upgrading your garden. That's Ivy Circle thinking. There you have it, garden friends. 10 fruit trees that'll thrive in containers, save you serious money, and deliver fruit that's miles beyond anything you'll buy. Whether you've got a tiny balcony or a sprawling patio, you can absolutely grow your own fruit without breaking the bank. If this video armed you with knowledge that'll change your growing game, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. You're now part of the Ivy Circle, where we prove that limitations are just invitations to get creative. Drop a comment telling me which tree you're starting with. I read every single one, and I'm genuinely curious what resonates with you. Thanks for growing with me today. Now get out there, grab some containers, and start building your edible empire. I'll see you in the next video, where we're diving into the soil secrets that make container growing actually work. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Keep growing, Ivy Circle. Keep growing.